1999 continues. Hello, everybody, and welcome. I'm Bill McDonald, of course, alongside is Mike Dodd, and we are ready for another great afternoon of the AVP here coast to coast on Fox Sports Net. And one story really reigns supreme. It's that of Karch Kiraly. He will be in our final this afternoon, and Mike Dodd, he is just 2 beach opens away from tying St. John Smith for the all-time mark.
Well, Billy, when you look at Karch's resume, you've got, of course, 3 gold medals. You've got world championships. You've got NCAA championships. But I think the only thing that's really missing now from his resume is the most open victories, and he gets closer and closer every weekend.
You know, we talk about it each and every week. The amazing thing about Karch, it doesn't matter if it's indoor, outdoor, 6-man, 4-man, 2-man. If he was out there by himself, he is an absolute true champion.
Well, I tell you, you talk to anyone around the world, and his name is always number one when you talk about the very greatest player. Michael Jordan's it for basketball. Karch Kiraly is it for volleyball. And this really will be just justification if he can grab this title as well with the most open wins.
A little added luster for our final this afternoon. They will be going up against Eric Fonoimoana and Dane Blanton. Coincidentally enough, it was Adam Johnson and Karch Kiraly who lost to them in the final a couple of weeks ago in Clearwater, so they have a little payback.
Definitely. Dane Blanton, Eric Fonoimoana playing very well, playing very consistently. They're such great athletes, and always the key with that team, ball control. And this weekend they've had great ball control. I look for a real well-played final. Both teams playing very well up to this point.
And don't worry, folks, the Hav is with us. We're going to talk to him in a couple of moments. But first of all, we need the introductions. We're just about set to go. And the man on the mic this week, the Geeter, Chris McGee.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 1999 AVP Miller Lite Open right here in New Orleans. New Orleans, can I get a reaction? Ladies and gentlemen, we have a rematch of our final just 2 short weeks ago. Dane Blanton, Eric Fonoimoana defeating Karch Kiraly and Adam Johnson. Let's meet the players. Out of Pepperdine University, Laguna Beach, California. Please say hello to Mr. Dane Blanton, the dangerous one. And his partner out of Manhattan Beach, California, the 1998 King of the Beach, Eric Fonoimoana. And of course, they will have their work cut out for them today. From Laguna Beach, California, out of USC, 3-time All-American, AJ, Mr. Adam Johnson. And of course, his partner wearing the familiar pink hat, 3-time gold medalist, Mr. Karch Kiraly.
It has been hot, but the most important aspect, it is extremely humid. Wind is calm, but picking up a bit off the lake. How about the sand, MD?
The sand is absolutely perfect. White sand trucked in from Florida. Coconut Beach Complex here in New Orleans is one of the best sites to play in as a player that we have on tour.
Very quickly, give me some keys.
I think the big key is maybe physical conditioning for Adam Johnson. It's been very humid all weekend. Even though they won the winner's bracket, I think you got to keep an eye on him at the start of the match. And Fonoimoana and Blanton, it's going to be Blanton setting Fonoimoana. They're going to work Fonoy. If Blanton can set him well and they can side out, it's a game.
Dane Blanton and Eric Fonoimoana trying to make it 2 for 2 on the AVP Tour. And Karch Kiraly and Adam Johnson, winners last week in a Pan Am Games qualifier in Huntington Beach, California, and they played extremely well.
They played great, and in that same tournament, Fonoimoana and Blanton took a 9th place, so you know they're happy to get back on track.
Here we go. We're going to 15, got to win by 2, 9-minute clock. We are underway from New Orleans, and Eric Fonoimoana, the reigning king of the beach, with the side out, and it'll be Pepperdine University's Dane Blanton back to serve.
And that's just a good feeling for Fonoy. They start on the good side. They know he's going to get the serve. You get a good solid side out to start the match, and Blanton can go back and bomb.
Good pass by Karch, little tight, but Karch with a great turn right down. Now, serving-wise, it's going to be interesting. Karch Kiraly was telling us that he's going to pretty much lollipop things in to be, well, to allow Adam Johnson, when it's his turn, to really rip, because he knows he's going to have some chances to get aces.
I think more so than that, Billy. Watch, Karch Kiraly will float serve and then follow it into block. So that's when things really turned around for Brian Johnson in the tournament last week as Karch started blocking full time. He serves the floater, runs up, and he's going to do that consistently with Fonoy and see if Blanton can give him the good sets.
And Adam will be patrolling defensively. Now at the other side, a great setter in his own right, Eric Fonoimoana. Just reaching out, AJ. Very close. Up and over. Boy, Karch pushed that one, and it almost pushed all the way over. Just the start of things here in our championship final.
And I spoke with Eric Fonoimoana earlier in the players' tent, and he said, Karch is a different guy than even 2 weeks ago in Clearwater. He was cupping the ball, hitting it easy. He says this weekend in New Orleans, Karch hitting much sharper angles, much crisper.
He may not say it, but he smells the all-time mark, trying to draw even and then surpass the great St. John Smith. There's Dane Blanton, many tournament victories he hopes in his sights. But there is Karch, Mr. Volleyball, and really the story in the next month or so as far as the beach is concerned. Great pass. Low set, bam, right off of the block of Eric Fonoimoana. And we'll have a side out for the pink hat. Karch Karai.
So here you're going to see Karch doing what he does best, receiving a tough jump serve, perfect pass, going up. And this is where Fonoimoana and Blanton might have to change their strategy a little bit. Karch is really offensively on his game right now, moving around. They're going to have to switch it up themselves.
Great play, Adam Johnson. Karch and over. Fonoy faked over on 2, and a block. Good hustle, though, by Adam Johnson to go dig that one out. But a smart play by Blanton and Fonoimoana, and they will serve it up. Adam is really pounding the ball. In fact, I got a chance to ask him earlier, does he think he's hitting it harder?
Well, a lot of people have been saying that and the same thing, and I haven't really been doing anything more or less. Actually, if anything, it's been less. Maybe staying off the bench. You know, I was getting up in the 300 range bench pressing a couple years ago, but laid off that, and maybe I've got a little more extension on my arm.
He says he's laid off the weights this season, and a lot of times that's going to put more speed in your arm swing, and maybe that's why he's hitting the ball so hard. Look at Karch right now, another smooth side out, putting the ball away. It's hot out here. It's amazing the level these guys are playing at.
You played in the humidity. It's as tough as it gets, these conditions.
It's the humidity that really plays the factor and the fatigue factor toward the end of the match, and that's why we keep an eye on Adam Johnson. And Fonoimoana and Blanton have had a couple of extra games in the losers bracket. You got to keep an eye on them as well.
AJ, one of the best serves on the beach. Up and over for Eric Fonoimoana. You could just see, speaking of confidence in the mental part of the game, Fonoimoana's confidence. He got it with the king of the beach, but that open win after going, what, 5 years without one, 5 or 6 years?
You go 94, and then it takes 99 to get your second open win. That's a long time for a player of Eric's caliber, and that was a tough wait.
And it's that feeling of knowing how to win and what it feels like getting there, and especially they did it against this team. We still don't have a score. Neither team able to break through in the early going. Here's the float and block from Karch. And Fonoy uses the block. We expected, we were talking to each other before, that we might have a long, grueling match here.
Well, you know, volleyball, when it's played at its highest level, it's a lot of siding out, not a lot of points scored rapidly, and this is being played at the highest level right now.
No score. Karch for another side out. Oh, behave. Karch Karai with the bomb.
Austin Karai. Just saying, guys, it's a new weekend, and I'm snapping the ball, and Karch Karai looks very nice offensively right now.
Fresh is how he looks. Adam Johnson ready to rip. In the middle, top. This could be our first point, and it is. And as expected, off of the serve of Adam Johnson, and it is 1-0. AJ and Karch. And it took a minute and a half of play time to get our first points.
And Billy Mack, you talk about ball control. This is really not that difficult of a play. The ball is passing the net. Dane Blanton's got to get low and wait for that ball to come out of the net. Instead, he tries to play it right near the bottom of the net, and the ball just shanks out of it.
Try to fish it out, unable to. 1-0. Adam, too long. We're in New Orleans, French Quarter, Bourbon Street, and all. It's been a party all weekend long. Hope to see you in Dallas in a couple of weeks. We'll be there the first official weekend in June. Down at the West End, I understand. Good pass. Low set, and Adam dropped the arm, too. I think that started with a little bit of a low set off the Karch.
Well, Adam, you know, definitely mad at himself. You can see him saying to Karch, my fault on that. Adam's one of the best guys at seeing the court and then making his decision and making the shot. And that time he took a look at Blanton and then started to cut it right to him and knew he had to make it perfect to get it down.
Curie this time, right there. Over Eric Fonoimoana.
And there you see Dane Blanton telling Eric Fonoimoana, mental error on my part. They get their first point off Adam Johnson. Karch Curie siding out great all match so far. You want to keep that ball on Adam Johnson, that second serve.
Let's remember this team of Fonoimoana and Blanton kind of thrown together again. They had played together the last couple of years, but right before the AVP season started, that's when they got back together. Oh, Karch was backing up, and Dane Blanton just put it right in front of him. What a helpless feeling if you're Karch Curie. It's like, oh no, he's just going to put it right over the net.
Well, you're playing in deep sand, and sometimes your legs are moving and the rototiller's working, but the sand just keeps going out from underneath your feet, and that's what happened on Karch on that play.
Pure quicksand for Karch Curie that time. We're going to take a break. Great volleyball. It's only 1-1. As we pan through near downtown, the specter of downtown looms ever near whenever you're in New Orleans. 1-1 game early on. Big smoke. Read well by Fonoy and down.
Billy, you can see the fire in the young guys. They really want to get tournament victory #2 for this year. And Fonoimoana is just camped on this cross court. And really the play that makes things happen is Dane Blanton taking a tough, spinny dig and giving Fonoy the perfect set.
Remember a couple weeks ago, Fonoimoana had about 10, 11 digs in the entire game. He did it again. Boy, this is deja vu of Florida 2 weeks ago. But Karch says, I could do that too. And down it goes. That's what Karch wasn't doing 2 weeks ago, getting it back after Fonoy and Blanton did. Good stuff.
137 open wins, and you don't get those wins without stealing side outs, without taking the defense's best play, coming back, digging them right back, and getting the big side out and getting momentum back on your side.
Great point. Just when it appears as though the other team will put it in your face, make a great play of your own. 2-1. Fonoy and Blanton looking to side out themselves. Adam Johnson's there. Karch! Little turnaround. Unable to go. And Dane Blanton will be serving. Second unforced error for Karch Curie. Now living in Laguna Beach, Dane Blanton. Will turn 28 years old this November. Oh, there's that quick whip that we love to see from AJ. Good set by Karch. 6.5 to play.
And I don't know if it's something that Karch and Adam have consciously worked on during the weeks of practice, maybe a carryover from the USA Volleyball tournament, but they seem to be setting each other a little bit lower than they were in Clearwater. And they're snapping that ball, and I think it's helping them actually offensively.
Easier to time. Fonoy, block, Karch, up, down, Fonoy's there again. What a good set. What a great set by Dane Blanton. Just bumping it right there where Fonoy could put it in the powerhouse.
Down the line.
Here you're going to see another great set by Dane Blanton. But, Billy, the key is turnaround is fair play. Karch made a great dig to save a point for his side, and sure enough, Fonoimoana comes back and makes a great dig to save the side out for his squad.
These are the kind of games that you saw with regularity. If it would continue like this back in the 70s, back before the time clock, ones that were legendary would last for hours. Teams were able to side out, play great defense, and just make the key play at the right moment. Right there, once again, it's Karch Curie. He also lives in Orange County now, down in San Clemente. Aging gracefully, 37 years of age. out of UCLA. 38 years old, 38. Got to do my math right there. Born in 1960.
Billy, and the interesting part is that the jump serve has just made the game so dynamic, and points are scored so easy and so much more quickly now that when you do get conditions like this where the air is very thick, it's very humid, and the wind isn't really gusting up, the players have a chance to demonstrate kind of the old style skills of ball control, siding out, and it really becomes kind of an old style more mental side of beach volleyball.
Karch again took something off of that, and off the block of Fonoimoana. Key point there where you don't necessarily have to bomb it to get a point. Karch Karai back to serve. We talked to him about just this. Who will the superstar serve in this game?
We had pretty good success going at Eric Fonoimoana the last game, even though it was a really tight game and he played well. We got a couple breaks at the end, so we're going to try and start on him again.
Well, you heard it. Karch Karai is going to float serve, keep the ball on Fonoy, and check out Blanton's setting ball control.
Bingo, laser beam, Fonoimoana. Glad you're with us, Win New Orleans. I'm Bill McDonald, MD, Mike Dodd alongside. I see the Hav over by the big sun-kissed can, trolling, as he does so well. Hav has had an excellent weekend, as we would have expected him to. Oh, Fonoy was there, and into the crowd. 2-1. Yep, that's it. 3 minutes off of our 9-minute game clock. Once again, Adam Johnson. Like to get back in that AVP winner's circle. He won 6 tournaments with Karch on the tour in '98. Fonoimoana snap, looks at his partner, says, way to go.
Well, I think we're getting to the point in the match, Billy, where both teams have to kind of reevaluate their strategy. Fonoimoana siding out, great for his squad, and Karch Karai snapping the ball around the court. I think the teams are going to have to start changing things up and seeing if something else might work for them.
You got energy for me? Can you do it? A little quiet? Huh? All right, I'll hook you.
Adam off the block, and another side out. Just an unbelievable display.
There you go.
You remember the lowest, since the inception of the time clock, the lowest winning score that you ever had when you played in the last few years?
I tell you, it's there were definitely some games that were 7-6, 6-5, and when you have two teams that are siding out well, it's easy to end up with a score like this.
But still possible. Both these teams capable of getting on rolls. That's what happens during the course of a tournament when you're one of the high seeds. You can get them in bunches.
Well,
like
what's so interesting, Billy, is that they both play defense so well. So even when the teams have a chance to score a point, they're coming back and digging their opponents and saving side outs.
Adam again, good play. Cover by Fonoimoana. Karch can't get there. He says, my bad, too.
I think when Karch points to himself and says, my bad, I think he probably gave Adam the wrong call after his set. And here you're going to see Fonoimoana trolling in the backcourt. And what Blanton has been doing better in this final match than he did in the semis when they lost to Karai and Johnson, he's giving Fonoimoana great sets in transition.
Finally, we're off 2-1, and it's 3-1. That one backed up AJ a little bit. Oh, Fonoy, one-handed job that time. AJ, nice little kiss up and over. Kane Blanton, and the serve will belong to Adam Johnson.
And Karch is definitely old school. When you have an easy play, a lot of players now set their partner on 2, but Karch always likes that 1-2-3.
Karch has had his own little cheering section here this weekend. One fan in particular has been really in his corner. There's a big hit, Dane Blanton. In fact, Karch had some fun with the fan during the tug-of-war between some of the games earlier today. They showed some mutual respect for each other.
I tell you, you talk to some of the AVP staff, they want to fly that fan around the country. He's added so much color to the event this weekend. I'm sure we'll be getting a shot of him sooner or later.
I'll tell you what, it's a party here in New Orleans, as it will be every weekend long on the AVP Tour. Hope you're with us in Dallas in a couple of weeks. Always some great fans in the Lone Star State. Come say hi to the Hav and MD. They'd love to see you.
Billy, Billy Mack, and you'll see the wacky guy here. He's wearing the old Randy Stoklos pink offshore volleyball shorts from about 1988.
And he's really calm now. I'm telling you what, that tug-of-war took a lot out of him. Longest tug-of-war we've seen in years on this tour, and they have him every single weekend. When they pick some fans out and 4 on a side, he was one of them. He was the captain of one of his teams.
Here you're just going to see another solid side out for Eric Fonoimoana. And Billy, it's just side out after side out. And I tell you, you see it so many times. Sooner or later, the dam's going to break, and someone's going to go through for a bunch of points.
Yeah, somebody's sitting at home now saying, this is boring. It may be boring, but it's great volleyball is what it is. Nobody is making mistakes. Everybody's just doing what they're supposed to be doing. Pounding, setting, and most of all, passing, which is where it all starts. That's the most underrated and least talked about aspect of this game, passing. And if you have great ball control, well, you are well over 50% of the way to being successful. Land again, up high, Karch! Yes! Karch Kirai on the tape, and the crowd finally again something to cheer about.
Here you're going to see Billy Karch Kirai. He was doing this all weekend in Huntington Beach, getting blocks back deep into the back part of the court. That ball just hitting the back line for the point.
Right back at you, says Karch Kirai. Take the turn back to New Orleans after this. 3 net right now, though. Oh, he's been in. It looks like they may be able to score a point, make it 3-3, and it could be Kirai that delivers, and it is. Karch has certainly had some special moments in his career, but some, of course, stand out more than others.
Well, interestingly enough, you know, we spoke about it in the introduction, all the different highlights on Karch Kirai's resume, and interestingly enough, one of the ultimate highlights outside the 3 gold medals is 13 in a row he had with Kent Steffes, tying Jim Mingus and Greg Lee.
13 tournaments in succession. Backing up, Dane Blanton, yes, Eric Fonoimoana.
There's a good look at Dane Blanton. He liked that play. He knew how good it was. It was an off ball. He did a 2-hand tomahawk, setting Fonoy perfectly. Here you're going to see the cover. Fonoy will cover himself, and now Blanton off balance, double tomahawks, a perfect set to his partner Fonoy. And he liked it.
And why not? 3-all. Dane shedding the sunglasses as the sun has disappeared behind what appear to be thunderheads, but none rolling in yet. Weather has cooperated rather well for us. Remember the cold Clearwater weekend we had, the lowest high in the history of that city when we visited a couple of weeks ago. Blanton, no, not there.
And there you see Karch Kirai changing up his strategy a little bit. He's been going to Fonoy exclusively. He says, you know what? Let's switch it up. Let's put a little pressure on Blanton and see how he responds.
Yeah, you haven't seen a serve in a long time. It's tough to get right back into it. I don't care what level you're playing. There's the floater. Fonoy will have to come from outside in. That's well off the net, too. Adam was there. That was just driven too hard.
Now, that's a little surprising because Karch Kirai is back there float serving. He just gets a point off of Blanton, and then he goes over to Fonoimoana. I think Karch would like to have that serve back and keep the pressure on Dane. Dane continues to set Eric. Very nice balls right up there to the net.
Fonoimoana serving. AJ down on a knee. That's pretty tight. That was very tight, but AJ worked Blanton that time. That's what you're saying. It was lower and very tight.
It was low and tight, and it takes advantage of Adam Johnson's quick arm. He's got one of the quickest arms on tour, and that time he was just able to snap it between Blanton's block and the net before Dane Blanton had a chance to penetrate and get his arms over and into the correct position to make the block.
Breeze picking up just a bit. If there's a good side, it's the one that Adam Johnson is serving from, but if there is a breath of a breeze, it didn't help him on that one. out by at least 10 feet.
Well, Billy, you mentioned that the Thunderheads are rolling in, and for the players, this is wonderful because the temperature has dropped probably 20 degrees. It's probably 75 right now. It's still very humid, but these are ideal playing conditions with a little cool breeze coming off the lake. The players are loving it.
Whereas oppressive, I think, was a term you could have floated around freely earlier in the day.
Stifling.
Another good one. Well-educated, Mike Dodd. They teach you down in San Diego. Here's a big dig. Dane Blanton, can Fonoy get there? No, he would have gone up and over and through and into everybody else.
I think Fonoy was thinking about that face plant he was going to get in the front row chair and decided, you know what, I don't think the point at this point in the match is worth it.
I know
maybe at 14-all with no time left.
And the fan, I can see him, was ready to offer him a cool beverage if he had made it into the front row. Floater, this time to Blanton. Down the line. Good hustle by Adam. At the last minute, of course, making his move, and he'll do his own housework, fixing the line.
It's so funny, those balls that are sometimes just out of your reach. A funny story, you know, when Hav and I used to play down at Marine Street during the week, you know, he'd get a dig and the ball would just be out of my step. I say, hey, Hav, I'll get it for you on Sunday. You know, it's not happening on Wednesday.
It is true. You were there on Sunday. It is so grueling. Sometimes you do have to know when to turn it off a little bit. Nobody up. Good backup defense by Blanton. But Adam Johnson returns the favor. Got it.
Dane Blanton's just frustrated right now. He does the perfect play defensively, drops off and picks up. Karch's soft dink shot, and then throws a little lob of his own. Johnson gobbles it up, and it's a squandered good point opportunity from the bad side for Fonoy and Blanton.
Time to take a break. When we come back, much more championship action here in New Orleans. We are lakeside for the AVP Miller Lite New Orleans Open, and some great championship action set to continue. We have 4 minutes left, so we played 5 minutes of time, and it's just 4-3. And this will be Adam Johnson back to serve. Adam, a best defensive player at one time voted on the AVP Tour. Also a most improved player right at the beginning of his pro beach career. Yes, in. Oh, and I'm talking the outside of the tape.
The outside part of the outside of the line. And Adam's back there saying, I'll take it. See if I can load up on another one.
Look at Jose looking for a ball mark. Where exactly was that?
And that's just right on the line. You see, definitive call from the referee on the sideline.
Trying to make it 2 in a row right there. Free ball. Free ball point. Yes. And Karch Karai and Adam Johnson on the help of Adam Johnson's great serving now have doubled up Fonoy and Blanton. It's now 6-3. And there's a little mini roll you were talking about. All of a sudden, a couple of quick ones.
Definitely. And Adam Johnson, if there's a guy on the court that can roll off a couple of points, it's Adam. He's got a little bit of breeze in his face. He's already hit 2 great serves down Fonoimoana's line. Watch the middle here.
And Karch is giving him free rein, too. He encourages it. He says, partner, let it go. Fonoy in the middle. Karch! Oh, the little back flipper, and Karch was hoping for net, but it never got there. So Eric Fonoimoana put a little smoke onto that one.
There you got Adam Johnson, a little jelly donut. Going to wipe that sand off the chest, and a nice backhand flipping defensive effort to no avail. And now if you're Brian Johnson, you say, hey, okay, we've worked, we've sided out, we've got a little bit of a lead now. Let's not give them the momentum back. Let's get a few more side outs and keep the pressure on.
Hope you're enjoying it as much as we are up here in our party hut in New Orleans. Out. Yes, out.
But he's got the referees have a touch.
Oh, there's a touch.
Fonoimoana.
You saw one, I saw the other.
And Eric Fonoy with no argument. Referee's doing a very fine job. Brant Lee on top.
I thought Brant was hustling off to make a play.
6-3 on the board.
Was he trying to fool us? I guess he was.
He was hoping he could get that early flight to the wife and kids.
That's a pretty good bumper. But Adam Johnson was right there. They made that call to perfection. Look at Fonoy. Just a little cue shot right back. Look at that.
And Eric realizes how big that play was. Karai and Johnson go up 7-3. That's a huge advantage at the way that the teams are siding out. Fonoimoana with the big one-handed Kong getting the side out and giving his team a chance to get back into the match.
6-3 is our score. We're going coast to coast on Fox Sports Net. Volleyball all summer long for you. The new AVP. We're back. And we're having some fun, and we hope you can join us in Dallas. We'll be there first weekend in June. Big D. Cards? No, Adam's not going to get there. Right off our Paul Mitchell banner. Not often that you can work hearts like that for an ace serve, but it works there. And we'll take the turn at 6-4 from the Crescent City, the Big Easy of New Orleans. We're back in a minute on Fox. Adam Johnson on top. Time now, though, for our Beach Bros, brought to you by Paul Mitchell.
Doing good. We just got to start serving a little tougher and receiving serve a little better.
Are you tired at all?
Not too tired. It's been a long day, and it's really hot and humid out here, but we've been drinking a lot of fluids, and I'm ready to go.
Go get him, Dane. Billy Mack, back to you. Thanks, Javi. Dane looking refreshed.
Fans look very refreshed, and Billy, you know, it's been a long, hot day, and this weather right now, the wind's starting to pick up. There's some definite weather looming in the east that could blow in over the court, and it's refreshing for the players.
Looming just to the north of us is that weather, but as you mentioned, and it's not a consistent breeze, it's a gust here and there that could play havoc with someone's serve.
It's the little things, Billy. There was absolutely no breeze 5 minutes ago, and all of a sudden it's completely switched and now is blowing into the face of Karch Karai, a huge advantage.
Watch out for your Mary Poppins umbrella right here, which is above us. Adam, got it.
AJ shoots down the line.
Adam Johnson, such great court vision for siding out. He gets the perfect little low set from Karai, takes a good look at the defense, and just cups it into the open area of the court.
Adam Johnson with 3 minutes and 15 seconds remaining playing time, and it's 6-4. This is our final. AVP, Miller Lite Open. Oh, that's a very acute angle. That's tough. Cutting it right down past that block of Karch Karai was Dane Blanton.
So this is a tough time for Blanton and Fonoimoana. They fought to get the 6-4 side switch, and then during the timeout and the side change, the wind switches, and all of a sudden, they're battling again with the winds at their backs.
Nature playing its part. Adam lets it go, and it's in for the ace. I want that one back, says Adam Johnson. Did the line move on me? That was the look that he gave it. Great ace by Blanton.
Maybe even a look of, can I shoot myself? Because that's an easy serve, not a lot of pace on it, and when it's that close, you got to play it.
Make the play. Don't let it come to you. See if he takes out some frustration. Well, Blanton read him perfectly. Comic book time, but Karch answers right back. Karch, you nobody up. Goodbye. Straight down. Doesn't happen often. Perfect set, nobody up.
Again, Karch Karai making the defensive play to save the point against his team. Adam Johnson with a great mid-court set, 5-0. And Karai puts the ball away and shows a little emotion.
Wind gusting again during this rally, blows it towards the nets. In that respect, the floater's going to work.
There's a good shot of Eric just battling that float serve. Ball moving all over the place, and Dane Blanton again with a nice saving set and a big side out.
1 point game, 6-5. Each team with their full complement of timeouts. But the weather has cooled, and neither team is running off a string of points, so thus we just keep on charging along here. Fonoimoana will work Adam Johnson tight. Karch gets there. Perfect. We really got to hustle up there to get those passes when they're up there afloat towards the net.
Redundancy, Adam Johnson seeing the court so well. Actually, when I used to play against Adam, I preferred it when he was swinging away. He hits a heavy ball, very difficult to dig, but when he was shooting shots, it was much more difficult for me to try to track down his great shots than when he was swinging away.
The Big E, who has his legion of supporters. Many of them, of course, female.
Another great side out for Eric Fonoimoana. Adam Johnson having a little difficulty digging the ball over his head. 2 or 3 times now he's been in perfect position to make the overhand dig, one that Jim Mingus was famous for, and just not able to control the ball.
Adam's going to have to bail out Karch. Dane Blanton gets set, go. It all started on the pass error after the tough serve, and we're tied at 6. Half a dozen each, and they love it in New Orleans.
Karch Karai, uncharacteristic lack of concentration on that last pass led to the easy point scoring opportunity for Dane Blanton.
That one's out by a foot or so. You know, I mentioned Dallas is on the agenda. Also, we'll be in Hermosa Beach in June, so all you Southern California fans, get ready for that. 11th through the 13th, Belmar, the end of June, Chicago, Muskegon, upstate New York, Santa Barbara, Cleveland, Manhattan Beach, and Vegas. If you heard your town, check it out. We're coming your way. AVP Volleyball.
Change of strategy on that play. Karch Karai going to the jump serve, trying to take advantage of this shifting wind. Adam Johnson unable to put any pressure on up at the net. Side out for Fonoimoana and Blanton.
Yeah.
6s as E will serve it up. Karch let that one go again. 2:22 left on the clock. We're going to take a quick break. Be right back. Great final. Sunkist,
I know that's the future of our sport.
6-all. Into the wind at this moment, Adam Johnson, and it works. Yeah, go ahead. Throw whatever you want at me. I've got an ace up my sleeve. I've dealt the deck right.
Well, you know, Adam Johnson, honestly, maybe not getting enough due in this Karch Karai frenzy, going for the ultimate open wind record. And Adam says, that's fine with me. Let me just truck along and do my thing. And he makes a lot of things happen for the Karai Johnson squad.
Adam was going one way, and Dane outguessed him. Bland with a great shot, little rainbow in the back corner. Although just a fingernail on it for Adam Johnson.
Nice deep shot for Dane Blanton, just out of the reach. Got to take your hat off to Fonoimoana and Blanton right now. The wind shifted on them. Just keep battling and battling. It's basically they've played 2 different rotations on the bad side.
And still only down 7-6 is Fonoy. The block went right down the net line, and Blanton was just too far to get it. Karch will trudge back through the sand.
Now we'll take a look at what Karch wants to do. Is he going to try to use the wind and serve up a jump serve? Looks like that's the case. Adam Johnson up to the net to do the blocking.
So mixing things up defensively also. Eric, big one, a great dig by Karai. That'll put an implant on you. AVP written all over the arms right now of Karai. Blocked by Adam Johnson! Unbelievable! So a great dig and a wonderful block.
Billy, everything in beach volleyball is about being a complete player. Karch blocking the whole match, Adam digging the whole match. All of a sudden, let's turn the tables, let's get a big momentum-changing point. Karch with the dig, and there Adam with the big block.
First block of the match, so the strategy pays off as they turn it around, and it's a 2-point game at 8-6. Eric Fonoimoana off of Adam Johnson. Now let's just take a quick peek at the clock. It's got 1:44 remaining in it. It has snuck up on us.
Well, unless something drastically changes, the clock is going to play a role.
Absolutely.
In this. And right now it's critical. Fonoimoana and Blanton, if you can steal this point and get the 8-7 side change, you're in great shape. Karai Johnson, you want to win this tournament? Get 9.
Get a side out first of all. Well, just in front of Fonoimoana. He didn't see the heat. An off-speed type hit from Karch, just a foot or so in front. So getting a little wet was E.
And that elevation and that chopping cross-court shot is something that's really been missing from Karch's arsenal over the last couple of years since the shoulder surgery. Obviously feeling much better this weekend.
Yeah, putting the strain on it. Years and years of swinging indoors and out, hitting volleyballs. Oh, good eye by Adam Johnson. He had a notion at first, but that one was out. And we will take the turn. You mentioned it. Karian Johnson needed 9. They got 9. Now it's up to Fonoimoana and Blanton with time run. Orleans, the AVP Miller Lite Open. I'm Bill McDonald. Mike Dodd is here. Tim Hovland's down on the beach. Pretty good final we've got going right now.
Tim Hovland and Chris McGee just getting jiggy with it down there, and the people are going nuts.
What about it now? Our next, after the side change, this is key, obviously, for Fonoimoana and Blanton.
Well, it's key because the wind is still in their favor. They had the bad break. They got 2 times on each different side with winds at their back. Now it's in their face. They said they had to jump serve and really break it out big in this final to win it. Now's the opportunity. They got a nice little breeze in their face. They got to serve some jump serve aces, or not even aces, just get Karian Johnson in trouble and let their defense do the rest.
All right, let's see what happens as our final continues here in New Orleans. Peter getting the crowd pumped. It's 9-6. Key moment of the match here, folks. Minute 34 left. Adam Johnson, his tandem up by 3. Out. That's all right. They expect that. Johnson and Cry expect some misses by Adam Johnson on the serve. They'll trade aces for unforced errors anytime. Now, what's the strategy right here?
Well, the strategy is Blanton's already missed 5 serves in this match. He's got the win. You got to serve tough, but you got to keep the ball in, too, and keep the pressure on.
Adam, what a cut, but right there is Blanton. Chance to get your point right here. It almost goes over. Karch had to adjust quickly. Down it goes. Great adjustment by Karch, but what a missed opportunity for Fonoy and Blanton.
A little frustration on the face of Dane Blanton, and very frustrated Eric Fonoimoana. That was an easy point opportunity, and Fonoy just basically shanking the set too close, and Karai getting the ball back and getting control.
And they both take a little bit of a walk. They say they're ready to go, no timeout. Karch was ready to go, of course, as any other good athlete who's ahead and has momentum.
And now Karch has the wind at his back. He's going to float serve, come up, and try to keep the pressure on.
And he'll serve Fonoimoana. Good touch by Eric.
Good shot by Eric, and great setting by Dane Blanton. He has set very well this match, and if they end up winning the match, I think a lot of the credit's got to go to Dane Blanton and his setting.
And I'm sure the first one to give credit will be Fonoimoana. Dark skies overhead. Let's hope we can get in this last minute and 16 before it possibly opens up. But that one dipped very quickly. Karch played it well. Tight! Tight! Joust won by Dane Blanton. Once again, I don't think these players, the wind is messing with them a little bit.
Well, there's a stiff breeze behind Adam Johnson, and he gets this set too close. Cry unable to control, to cover himself. And Blanton and Fonoy, minute 11 left. They've got to make their move right now.
Got to win by 2, so there it is. They're down 2 now at 9-7. 9-8 rather. Let's go to 9-8. So the clock right now, not really in effect. Whenever it's a one-point ball game or tied, we would go to overtime even if we went to zeros.
Fonoy's got the eye of the tiger. He's got the win. He's got the mojo flowing. And smart move for Karian Johnson taking the timeout.
Great timeout. Take a quick one. Be right back. 9-8. You're in the midst of watching Karch Kirai trying to edge ever closer to St. John Smith for King of the Beach. Trying to side out, leading by a point. Eric gets there. Can he put it away? Yes! We're tied at
9. Intensity, making big plays at big time. That's the hump you get over when you start winning opens. And this is the play. Adam Johnson, uncharacteristic, kind of a lazy, loopy shot. But look at the set by Blanton. On his knees, he gets it up high enough for Fonoy to take a swing at. And Adam Johnson, again, not able to control that dig over his head.
And an ace! Fonoimoana and Blanton have turned this thing upside down. And they're getting it done, as you mentioned, on the good side as they turn it around.
Interesting strategy right now. Fonoy's bombing the jump serve. Karian Johnson down by 1 point with 58 seconds. They might start thinking, do we want to give a point and then go over to the good side and score a bunch ourselves? with 50 or 55 seconds left in the match. Interesting things happen with the clock, with the wind at this point in the match.
And speaking of interesting things happening, the Hob, Tim Hovland, found out what that meant when he headed over to New Orleans, French Quarter last. Well, our semifinal too, but let's go to the Hob with Eric Fonoimoana.
Eric, how are you feeling out there?
I feel great. You know, we were down for a little bit. I got some good serves, Dane got a key block, and I got a nice little dig. Momentum's on our side. And it's, you know, just keep it on our side. Hopefully keep it until the end of the game.
How's the wind out there?
It's kind of brutal on this side. I'm serving into the wind right now. You know, it's tough on this side, but that's not my problem.
Go get him, Fonoy. Billy Mack, back to you.
It's not his problem now, but it will be 1 point from now whenever we get there. But live in the moment. Why not? Eric Fonoimoana.
You got to enjoy it while you got the wind. You know, we said it at the side change. If they were going to get back in the match, they really had to take advantage of it on this side, and they have done so. And now when you're Brian Johnson, you've got some decisions to make. Do you want to keep trying to side out, or do you want to just give up a point and get over to the good side with enough time left to score a bunch of points?
Good job by the Hob courtside, getting some inside stuff from our players. Fonoy. Ready, up by a point, late. There's the one that Fonoimoana got a few moments ago, but that time it's down for Adam Johnson, and they will serve. 53 seconds left
on the clock.
Here you got Adam Johnson. He's going to try to get off some kind of serve. The wind's really gusting at his back.
Close. Adam was there. Karch was there. And Karch brings it right back. We're tying up again. Well, that stemmed from that very first pass from Blanton, which really rode right up into the net, and they were in trouble from then on in.
Karch Karai getting fired up. You think he doesn't want 138? Fonoy with the great cover on himself. Karch Karai, shortest guy on the court. End of the match. Doesn't matter. Straight down.
Reaction from both Adam Johnson and Karch Karai. Tied at 10, taking the turn. Awesome final. We hope you're enjoying it. Back with more. A huge block. Hob is with the man in the pink hat. How do you feel?
We're lucky to get one over there the way he was serving. Now we got to break out some serves like that on this side.
49 seconds left.
49 or 40? Yeah, 49. Not much time. We got to break out some good serves and make something happen here.
Go get him, Karchi. Back to you, Billy Mack.
Thank you so much. Yeah, one clock says 49. I'm looking at the one across that said 43. That's the one the Karch was looking at. So we've got 6 extra seconds. (10-10). It has been close from the first serve. Can Fonoimoana and Blanton make it 2 for 2 in '99 on the AVP Tour? Or will Karch Karai and Adam Johnson avenge the loss of a couple of weeks ago and Karch move one away from the all-time victory mark, tying St. John Smith?
Really at 10-10 on the good side for Karai Johnson. Hob's predictions looking good right now.
But Adam makes a mistake. Okay, you want to make mistakes, but 10-10, 42 seconds left. Not necessarily the time.
And Billy, that's the second time that after a side switch, Adam Johnson's come out and missed a jump serve. And those are just some of the times that you want to take a little bit off and get the ball in play. You've got him on the ropes, keep the momentum flowing, and that just gives Fonoimoana and Blanton a big break and gets them back on the chance to score some points.
It's 48 seconds. They've had some problems with the scoreboard. Parts of the digits lighting up. Adam Johnson up and down around Eric Fonoimoana.
There you see Adam Johnson a little better side out. His last couple have been kind of lazy, loopy shots down the line. That time Adam got up, snapped it down, and using that wind to his advantage.
Serve time, Karch.
Roll reversal again, Billy. Karch going to the jump serve. Adam up at the net doing some blocking.
Karch will play D with thunder rumbling in the background. Karai can't get that lightning bolt. 38-3 left.
38.3 seconds left. 10.
Eric Fonoy, knowing at the beginning of the match he's going to get a lot of serves. That's his 21st kill. He's definitely answered the call.
Certainly fatigue not playing a factor at this point as we thought it might. Adam Johnson cutting down.
That's kind of a mistake for Eric Fonoimoana. He broke to the line so early. You got a player of Adam Johnson's caliber, the way he sees the court, you've really got to be patient and hold your ground and really wait to make your move. That time Fonoy just breaking way too early.
As you recall, nearly a minute and a half of playing time before we scored our first point in this final. Each team siding out beautifully. Fonoy, what's a tough set? He used his hands, did it well. Chance to go and take the lead. Off the block, yes. That's an 11-10 lead with 24 and a half left now. And if Adam Johnson could somehow dial up an ace here.
The pressure would be on. Great dig by Johnson, but an even better set from Karai. Wind blowing, ball spinning. He gives Adam a perfect set to swing at. Big point for Johnson Karai.
If Adam lets it go here, he should. And just misses. He knew it. That was an opportunity to maybe put things away, or at least
give him some breathing room. Yep. Get that 2-point cushion. You're on the good side. You can have the ball control and side out well. Right now, the clock is out of it. As long as it's a 1-point differential, the clock won't make a difference. You'll go into overtime.
Low, tight block. Net. Side out. Now it's Coach Kirai's turn.
Brent Lee, you see him up top, right on top of it. Eric Fonoimoana with a nice press over. He just catches the net. Let's see if we can see it, probably on his way down. Easy call for the referee, a disappointed Eric Fonoimoana.
Float and block for Karch, and he'll battle Fonoimoana at the net. Out, no touch, and there's a 2-point lead with 12.9.
There you see Eric, no one more disappointed than him. Blanton again giving him a very nice set to swing at. Eric trying to maneuver it around the Karai block, just hitting it out of bounds. This is a perfect set. Fonoy probably hits 200 of those balls a day down at Marine Street. Now it's big time side out.
Oh, Adam killing time. And that ball, remember, the clock does not stop till it hits the sand, so even with that dig, it killed 2 seconds off. There's just 5.7 remaining. A side out here, and it might be over.
Well, this is really it. For Fonoimoana and Blanton, you're caught in a tough situation. You score your points by jump serving and getting the team in trouble, but if you miss your jump serve right now for Eric Fonoimoana, this match is over. Karai Johnson serve a high floaty, and there's just not enough time to get a quick side out. So this is critical. Fonoy has got to keep this serve in.
Here's your match. Do you go for an ace? Do you just try to battle defensively? They need this point right here. Adam Johnson, no! It's down, and that's it! Adam Johnson and Karch Karai have avenged their loss of Clearwater, Florida by winning 12-10. And ladies and gentlemen, Karch Karai is now just 1 win away from tying St. John Smith for the all-time victory total on the beach. And what a story we're going to have 2 weeks from now in Dallas.
Billy Mack, good look at Karch Karai. 138 open wins, and by far our best final of the summer.
What great volleyball. We are back to talk to the winners, the Hob on the sand, when we come back after this. Before the break, best of the year to date. Karch Karai, Adam Johnson, a 2-point victory over Eric Fonoimoana and Dane Blanton. Hob is with the victors.
Thank you, Billy Mack. Adam, Karch, great victory. How do you feel out there, Adam?
Well, we feel good. Thank God for Mother Nature didn't come rain on our parade. So we had a good match. It was a tough fought final. We had our previous match against them was tough, so lucky to be on top.
Did you guys change your setting at all?
No, but, I think we got a huge break when the wind shifted because we ended up on the good side at 10-all, and normally having won the toss, they should have been serving tough into the wind. That's a big break for us, and we took advantage of it with those last 2 points.
Starting to become a little rivalry here, huh?
Well, anything can happen here on the AVP, as we all know, and as long as we're out here playing, we'll play anybody and try and make the finals.
Hey, congratulations, both of you guys. Look forward to Dallas. Billy Mack, back to you.
Unbelievable final. We'll get a final thought from Mike Dodd when we come back after this. 12-10, Karian Johnson win it in New Orleans. We'll see you.